Alright, drawing cats. Early on when I drew cats, I didn't really pay too much attention on the anatomy, and I would draw just a round head. The old cats always, of course, have pointy ears, and my usual round nose. Underneath the cat's mouth, you will see the little mouth and the little line underneath the nose, which is sort of distinctive. It was kind of a round face. Didn't pay too much attention to the body. Drew them. This one, looking at it straight on, be sort of like how I would draw a dog straight on with the round toe-like feet. Funny enough, cats have a dog leg too, just like dogs do. The kind of a rounded shape of the, I'm not sure what part of the body of the leg it would be, but of their upper leg is kind of rounded. And so this cat's looking at us straight on. Of course, cats always have the big tail. This is a very fat cat, apparently. But just to demonstrate quickly how I sort of used to draw them. But then a little later, as a cartoon progressed, I spent a little more time looking at the anatomy of cat, and I came to realize they generally have smaller heads in proportion to their body. And what's interesting about their body, how elongated it is, and seems to arc up towards the rear quarters. And I gave the cat's head a little more shape, an actual forehead, rather than just a round feature before. I still give them the round nose, pointed ears, a little more of a definition to the face, and then we got a bit of a long neck, and the body arches up backwards like so and around, and then you have the little dog leg on the cat in the back that we discussed in an earlier video about drawing dogs, and the forelegs come down like so, just the three little paws, little toes in the paw, and the belly arcs up into this hind quarter. You can see that looks sort of like how a cat looks, with a long tail. In this case, we'll just bring both paws forward, rear paw just beneath the belly there. It's a funny thing because both cats and dogs have whiskers, but if you draw prominent whiskers on a dog, it's not as effective. But if you draw them on a cat, I think you know right away that you're dealing with a cat. You try drawing the big whiskers on a dog, and it just doesn't work the same, even though they have whiskers too. I don't know why that is. It's the same sort of thing, I think, as when you draw a female character, big eyelashes to give the impression that they're female, but men have big eyelashes too. These cats are all very happy and smiling. My cat in the cartoon was very cool, or almost miserable half the time, so you tend to scowl all the time, but these are kind of happy cats for drawing. And a lot of cats, of course, have stripes. This simple little feature could be a male cat or female cat, but if you put the little eyelashes on, suddenly it's most definitely a female cat. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because men have eyelashes too. I have beautiful long eyelashes, but it wouldn't work. Right away, we conclude that this is a female. Men and women both have lips, but for some reason when you emphasize the lips on a female character, then you right away leap to it being a female character. You might want to have the cat's head face towards you as it's napping. My round nose. Real cats have a more spade-shaped nose. I've always just drawn them round as a cartoon so I can do what I want. This cat is having a nap. Bring the one foreleg forward. So the cat is lying. One little trick I do, which is simple to do but gives an emphasis or the idea that the cat is reclining, is a paw, another little paw like it's folded over, like so. That's really easy to do and gives that impression that it's got its paws folded. And of course you've got the little dog leg here, paw comes forward, and cats will often have their tail wrapped around themselves. And we must have the whiskers to really emphasize that it's a cat. A profile pic now of the cat's face. Here we're looking forward. You might want to give a little emphasis to the cheeks here. And this cat, he's strolling along. He owns the neighborhood. I have a character that was based on a cat we owned for years. He was a real wonderful cat, very tough cat. His name was Tiger, big orange tabby. He ruled the neighborhood around here, and he was very cool and laid back, and I think that's pretty common with most cats. His head's a little bit big, bigger there than intended, but you know what's fun about cartoons, it doesn't really matter because proportions don't really matter. But suddenly, somebody, we'll draw a little hand here, dangles a little cat toy. And so this super cool cat out on the prowl loses his mind over the cat toy. Super cool cat sees the cat toy and loses his mind. He wants to chase the cat toy and he can't figure out why he loses possession of himself. But anyway, that's that's the backstory we don't need to know. Also, to give emphasis of height, we've talked about before, just a little bit of shadow underneath will do the trick. This cat's now suddenly in the air. You can do the motion lines. He's jumped up in the air. Simple little thing to give the impression of animal feet, of course, is you draw the little paw pads. And a little bit of motion so you know what's happening. There. Not sure what the cat has seen in this case, but he's scared of something. And they, of course, tend to leap straight up in the air when they're frightened. Talked about before, a lot of when you're doing these preliminary drawings, it's very quick sketches and you clean it up doing the marking. Now, one of the key elements to a frightened cat is a tail straight up in the air and all frizzed out. And often the little claws will come out. Typical downturned mouth for fright. Sweat, or whatever you want to call these, above the animal's head or a person's head when you're trying to draw someone who's startled. And he's shooting up off the ground because something scared him. And you've got your whiskers. There you go. And maybe it's a little mouse that scared them, or perhaps in this case, a mouse who works out. So, I guess we'd have to give this poofy cat a poofy face. I'm delving into territory I'm not familiar with here, so we'll try to draw a poofy cat, see what happens. In this case, because it's poofy, and give it a fatter body, I think. This doesn't look like a cat. Why do I think I could draw a poofy cat? I'm gonna try something here that I know that they do with Warner Brothers cats, like Sylvester. Bring his cheeks right out like so. Yeah, that works. Sort of a poofy cat. Okay. All right. So the next step is to ink the drawings, and then I will be editing and finalizing the drawings on Microsoft Paint. Well, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check me out on Facebook and Instagram if you'd like to see more of my work.